Wow, you ever just forget to click record and then do like 30 minutes of talking? Feels bad. I don't really know where to begin other than to just begin, because boy, oh boy, there is an insane amount of information in this, and I think it would literally take me forever to script a video out going over everything. So I'm just going to talk through the things that I think that are important and of note, and we'll go from there. If there's anything other like super in-depth to go on, I'll probably make a separate video on it, and yeah, we'll go from there. But boy, oh boy, yeah, let's jump into it, man. There's a lot to cover. Now, this trailer starts with a storm over Hyrule, and we can see more of the spiral green energy coming out of the ground in a couple different locations here and there, as well as the Malice erupting out of Death Mountain. Now, probably the biggest surprise immediately was these new creatures that are like frog bat things, and the popular theory right now is that these are the Kargaroks of the Breath of the Wild universe. I love them. They're very Lovecraftian. I'm just super excited at the fact that we have new enemies. I think that is cool as shit. So very excited about that. They look cool, man. One of the coolest enemy designs I've seen for a Zelda enemy in a long time. Absolutely adore these guys. Here we see two tower structures that are being lit up by something from the ground. I'm not quite sure, but these are not Sheikah towers. They are different architecture, presumably Zonai. And as well, we see another one of those hieroglyphs on the ground shining. But notably, if we go forward a few frames, you can see it really well. This is over the Hebra area near like Rito Village and all that, because this is that giant storm that's just churning and swirling and creating all kinds of havoc for the lands of Hyrule and the Sky Islands above, presumably. But yes, super cool shot seeing it from below like that. Very menacing looking. Now here we get a shot looking down from one of the Sky Islands. Not really a lot to look at from the Sky Island itself, but there is a platform down here underneath it that has some kind of like red glowing light. I don't know if this is a structure to get up to the islands, or maybe it's just a floating structure in general, or what it might be, but there is something just directly below this island with something on it. Who knows what that is? Now, I'm going to go back a couple frames. Again, more of the hieroglyphs. We can see some other structures down here as well. But the hieroglyph, the main thing to point out. Now, this is probably one of the most important pieces of this trailer, or of this teaser in general. This is underground. This is new vegetation and a completely new area. I don't remember seeing anything like this in Breath of the Wild whatsoever. This is underground, 100%. We see this weird root with some kind of sack or something that's I don't know. There's something strange going on here with this, but this looks very serpentine. But we also see the new Lizalfos that are powered up from Ganondorf's Malice, as well as the Bokoblins. But notably, the Bokoblins, they're mining. They're mining for resources, which is interesting. It's a weird, specific detail to point out in this trailer, and I'm very curious as to how that's going to play into the game and what it's going to mean for us. Additionally, we can see some like older architecture in this like platform that's back here. Just further proving to me that this is old Hyrule that's underneath current Hyrule. Yeah, this is underground, man. Now, over here to the side, we also see something that is extremely important. We see these will-o-wisps that are just kind of congregated here in this one area. These are more than likely spirit orbs of some deceased people or something like that, very much akin to the spirits in Twilight Princess when you were in the Twilight Realm, and or the spirits that you see at the end of Breath of the Wild with King Rome and the old champions. Similar color, similar design. These are 100% spirits of deceased peoples.
Rise, rise, my servants.
Now we're going to get to Ganondorf in a second. But you might have missed this because you might have been caught off guard by the fact that we are hearing Ganondorf for the first time ever. There's a three-headed dragon whose heads are on fire on the Great Bridge of Hylia. I love this. I am so excited about this. This is one of the coolest things I think in this trailer. The popular theory right now is that this is Gleeok, but I also think that it could be like a Staldra of some kind or something. All I know is that there is a dragon on the Great Bridge of Hylia, and we are going to get to fight it. And I am so excited about that because this looks so cool. But let's get back to Ganondorf, who is being all kinds of menacing.
Sweep over Hyrule. Eliminate this kingdom and her allies. Leave no survivors.
Now, I need to hear more of the voice actor. I don't know who the voice actor is, but I don't hate the voice acting for Ganondorf. I think everybody just imagined Ganondorf to have like a super deep and like evil voice. But I think the delivery on that last line was really good. So I don't really have a lot of issues with it. But here we have what is, I'm presuming to be a cutscene of Ganondorf's malice and his blood moon just powering up his minions across Hyrule. So we'll let this one play out and then I'll pause where it's applicable. Now, there is something interesting in this. There looks like some kind of body or something in here. I don't know what this could be, but there is some kind of like tentacle, like arm structure thing in here. I don't know what this could be. I have no clue. There's like 4 of them. Like you can see one over here. Like I have no idea what this could be. Maybe it's a character. Maybe it's a new monster. Who knows? There is just something exploding out of this malice bubble. Now here we get a shot of what is presumably part of Death Mountain being moved and displaced due to malice, given that there's magma in these rocks. This shot of Hyrule Castle we've seen, and the Great Plateau makes an appearance. We can also see another one of those hieroglyphs in the background here. Not really much more here other than just, hey, there's the Temple of Time right there. Now, we get the shot of Ganondorf powering up his minions, and they're floating, man. Like they were like displaced in air. So cool. There's a few things to point out here. Firstly, there is the new boss, Bokoblin. This is a new enemy. It's like a leader type enemy of like a group of Bokoblins, and I presume this guy is going to be a more difficult Bokoblin to fight, but I love him. I'm super excited about that, but not to steal his thunder or anything. If we go forward a little bit, that's a redead. I don't think there's any way around it. That's a redead. Like, look at this zombie body and like this, chompy mouth and this dead face, dude. That's a redead. We're actually getting redeads in this game. That's so exciting, man. I just love the confirmation of more enemy variety. As enemy variety was like one of my biggest grievances with Breath of the Wild. So the fact that that's being remedied here, and it looks like it's being remedied well, oh my god, super exciting. So cool. Here we get this really cool like B-roll shot. I don't really think that this has anything to do necessarily with the trailer. I think they just kind of needed some filler, but still a very cool cinematic shot. Listen, I was trying to rack my mind around this one for a while. I feel like this is a stampede of Moldugas coming through the Gerudo Valley. I mean, that's what it looks like to me. I don't know what else this could be. Now, I made a video a couple years ago about why Sheikah technology would not be in the sequel. And here we have some Sheikah technology in the sequel. So I'll eat crow on that one. I don't know what this could be for. I'm presuming that this might be tied to the tech labs in some way, and or this might be like an upgrade thing, kind of similar to the Great Fairies. I don't know, but this is straight up pulled out of Spider-Man 2. So here we get another shot of the boss Bokoblin. we can kind of get a little bit better look at him. But yeah, there's also this like trident horn pattern on these bokoblins specifically, which might be a reference to Ganondorf using a trident in some way, or it could just be a design choice. I'm not too sure. Still really cool regardless. Here we get a Hinox with some kind of like spike on his head, and then like this weird orb. But most notably, we are again underground in some kind of cave. Yeah, man. Underground is going to be as much of a part of this game as the sky is, it looks like, and that is just super, super exciting. Of course, we get the Breath of the Wild shots. If we go back a little bit, though, here we can see amidst the, windswept grass fields, there is a giant hieroglyph here as well. But yeah, man, this is a really cinematic shot. I like this one a lot. Now, if you're familiar with the Wind Waker, you will have seen this before, where bokoblins are dropped from the sky on top of you. But yeah, here we have what is presumed to be the Kargarok just carrying this bokoblin around with this little dinky axe. So it looks like they're just going to be dive bombing us. And I love that, because that just means there's probably going to be all kinds of like silly shenanigans that happen in this game. And yeah, man, I'm just so excited for this. It's so cool. Here we get the moblins. Not really anything super new here, just kind of like a closer look at them and like, their reinforced heads and everything. Yeah, not really a whole lot. Well, this is a boss. I mean, like, come on, bro. There ain't no way this ain't a boss. Look at this thing. Minecraft Steve in Breath of the Wild. Unbelievable. Yeah, this is obviously up in the sky, and if, we couldn't tell that from just the, the surroundings. The Zonai architecture and the green energy piecing this thing together just absolutely screams it. But I think it's unique enough to where this could be a boss. This could be like maybe, like the end of a trial or something in the islands. We get a really good close-up here of the architecture of this golem itself. Yeah, super interesting, man. I love this. Again, new enemies. Biggest thing I'm taking away from this. Yeah, has to be some kind of boss, or at least a significantly strong enemy, because this guy looks unique. If you blink, you miss it. The Mac Daddy himself. The cleanest shot of Ganondorf that we've gotten yet, at least resolution-wise. Dude's just got a giant gaping hole of malice in his chest. Like, look at this dude. He looks so evil. God, he's so cool, man. I cannot wait. Hyrule Castle being lifted up. This looks like a viewpoint from the wall surrounding Castletown. Ganondorf being awakened. Man, look at this. He looks... God, he's so menacing. And them eyes. Them eyes, man. Look at him. Awakening from his death. Oh. Or suspended state of death. This next scene has some Zelda dialogue. We'll just let it play through, because Zelda does not... Or there's not really much going on other than just a panorama of Link.
But Link, I am not sure you'll be able to stop him.
Kind of scary that Zelda doesn't have much faith in the hero of Hyrule, is it not? Now, noticeably here in this, we can see some more of the Sky Islands. There is like some super different architecture, though. If you can see, there's some more blocky structures compared to like the islands. There's this one that's just very vertical, which I don't know how or what that means, but it's very interesting. But additionally, we can see one of the labyrinths, the one that's in the Tundra Plateau, or not, the like, frozen area of Hyrule, the one that's in the top left of the map. It's suspended in air. So, I mean, that's further connecting that Zonai to the Sky People's theory. Not that it, it seems pretty evident at this point, but yeah, I mean, more fuel to the fire. We got a labyrinth in the sky. And of course, we wouldn't have a Zelda trailer without these big sweeping orchestral moments, and I love it. But we can see some Alice. We can see another one of those towers in the background. That's pretty much the main thing to take from this. A really good shot of the hieroglyphs on the ground, as well as one of these new tower structures. Again, more of the same. Now, this one's really cool. Again, we get this Kargarok looking frog, bat, moth thing. But Link is using Link is using a tracking arrow. That mug just heat-seeked this Kargarok, man. Are you kidding me? That's so cool. Now, I don't know how this comes into the game. This is rad. This is 1080 Avalanche, dude. Look at this. Shield surfing on a rail, man, down Death Mountain. That's so cool. Like, this could be a side quest or something, kind of like, you know, like the riverboat challenge in Twilight Princess or something like that. You're just, maybe you got to skate down the entirety of Death Mountain. But like, you know, there's some weird rock structure over here. Maybe they're trying to mine this, but like, you know, look at this. You got to jump that. This, I mean, this looks like so much fun. I cannot wait. Now, here we see more confirmation of the hand abilities taking over, like the Sheikah Slate abilities. This one reminds me a lot of the Gyro specific shrine, the one where you have to like tilt to roll the ball around, because it's kind of a similar mechanic. But I feel like this could also be part of the notion that the Sky Islands are the new shrines, because this is kind of like a similar mechanic. It's also very reminiscent of like the Divine Beast, and where you had to like move part of them. It's very mechanical in nature. So really interesting to see this. You know, and we have like a, you know, the blue and red arrows here for like your X and Y axis, it looks like. So very interesting to see like what that's going to tell. This is a big one. Now, if you remember in the 2021 trailer, we saw this Zonai dragon skull attachment thing on a shield shooting fire out of it, and it was a flamethrower. We see it now attached to a staff with a cannon on the end of it, and this is what I presume is taking the place of for bombs in this game, because we see Link attacking this stone talus here that's got luminous stones in him in an underground cave, mind you. He's hitting it with a bomb, dude. So maybe this item isn't specifically a flamethrower. Maybe it's a multi-tool of some kind. It has multiple functionalities. We also haven't seen it attached to a staff before. It was attached to that shield. So really interesting. I feel like this is going to play a huge part in the game somehow. I don't know the extent of which, but yeah, it's very interesting. That thing's going to be very important, I feel. Now, there's 1,000,000,003 people that this could be. A lot of people like to think it's Hylia. I'm not saying it couldn't be. It's very possible, but I also feel like this could just be Zelda, or Zelda fulfilling the role of Hylia. But I also feel like this could be self-fulfilling prophecy of the tapestry of 10,000 years ago, because we see Zelda and we see the hero from 10,000 years ago. And what are they doing here? They're holding hands. Boy, oh boy. Sure would be self-fulfilling prophecy, would it not? So, I mean, that further goes back into like the time travel thing. God, there's so many moving parts to this. It could just be Zelda and Link. Could be them reuniting at the end of the game. Who knows? It might be Hylia, might not. I don't know, man. There's a lot that this could be. Now, this looks like after Link has received a trial or received something, because it looks like he is like maybe getting power restored to his arm or something that akin to that. But yeah, it's definitely just him post dungeon trial receiving item type thing tied to the arm, I'm assuming. More of the arm ability taking over for the Sheikah Slate. Here we see like the Magnesis style ability, lifting a wheel out of the ground for the Ford Zonai, available at your local Ford retailer. Yeah, this is so silly. I feel like Nintendo is just like, oh, people are using mine carts and chests to fly across Hyrule and drive and stuff, so let's just give them a car. Notably here, you know, we saw Link grabbing a wheel, so it looks like crafting or like some kind of like building mechanic is going to be tied to this game. I think that this thing here is like a power cell to power and function these specific mechanisms. So, you know, if you're, you know, familiar with like Minecraft, you know, if you use redstone, you need to power it with something like a lever or a button. I feel like this could essentially be taking that role, where you build these things, but, you know, they don't work unless you have a power cell of some sort to make them work. Very interesting. I absolutely love it. And if you thought this was wild, oh, guess what? It only gets wilder. Hot air balloon, you say? Wow, you know, that's not that crazy. Sure. Want to point out one thing here really before we move on to it. This hot air balloon is being pieced together by some kind of like big green rope tendril thing. We also see it on this. There is a full-blown hovercraft drone type thing where it's being held together with this, again, with this green rope type thing. But yeah, this is crazy. This is absolutely insane. This is straight up hovercraft in The Legend of Zelda. Unreal. Get some better looks at some of the islands, some different views and stuff. There's a perfectly spherical island in the sky with all these other islands having something dripping from the bottom of them. I'm assuming that might be water. God, there's so much, man. There is just so much. We have this shot here of a vista of Hyrule. You can see some more of those towers in the background and the Sky Islands above. Additionally, we'll see a piece of debris falling here. I still don't know what that means. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, May 12th, man. Unreal. But wait, there's one more. We get this absolutely awesome shot of Ganondorf, man. Look at this guy. He's so evil. I fucking love him, dude. I love him so much. We can tell a couple things from this. This is before the arm has attached to Link and before the Master Sword is broken, obviously. So this is not the first attack from Ganondorf, but it is the one that probably incapacitates him. Because his arm is chewed up and burnt to hell, man. Tendrils are chasing after him. Here we get a really good shot of it. You can really see the damage. It's melted away his tunic. It's giving him like 3rd-degree burns. It's eating away at his flesh. Link's running away from it. Leaps.
Please, lend him your power.
To try and save Zelda. Now, Zelda says lend him your power. I'm assuming she's talking to the hand, which is the deity that's in the sky that we saw in the last teaser. At least that's what I'm assuming to be the case. But yeah, this is just a really cool shot of Link trying to save Zelda. May 12th, no delay. And then we get more of the Erwu. I think that's how you pronounce that instrument. Doing Zelda's Lullaby. And that's it, man. There was a ton to go through. That is a astronomical amount of information to churn through for this. And quite honestly, I was, you know, I could go in depth on so much more. So, you know, we're going to make some more videos on this. Thank you guys so much for watching. If there was anything I missed or you would like to point out, please leave it down in the comments below and let us know, because what kind of person are you to not inform your fellow Zelda fans? Kind of rude. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Being on the lookout for it. It probably will be coming pretty soon. But until next time, I will see you in the next one. Have a very nice day, and good luck getting those collector's editions. Jeez.